guys, welcome to another video. This is a video of the Tour St. Louis Cat 4 Omnium powered by Big Shark. For those of you who don't know what an Omnium is, it's a time trial circuit race and then a criterium, or instead of a circuit race, it could be a road race. So for starters, let's talk about the time trial. It was an out and back on an 11-mile course where it was downwind all the way up the hill and headwind all the way back. It pretty much felt perfectly flat. I averaged 302 watts, normalized 309, which was good enough for a third place. And that third place here really solidified kind of what I was doing here in the Carondelet circuit race here in Carondelet Park in St. Louis. So for starters, a little bit about me. I'm about 80 kilos, 311 FTP. For this race, I think I averaged 276, normalized 312. Like I said, this course is circuit race, so it's downhill, and then there's this little two-step climb, and then it's a slight roller all the way back up to the start finish. Pretty much my only goal for this race was to get into a breakaway, but unfortunately that never happened. Spoiler alert. But this is a prime lesson in getting to the start line just a little bit earlier. I got to the start line right as the race pretty much started, and wasn't able to take that second to look at the competition. And had I done some counting of the number of people on each team, I probably would have raced this race differently. You can see that possibly in the Sunday race, but I'll let the rest of this 2x speed finish out as we're about halfway through the lap. I don't know if you can tell as we're coming here to the end of the lap, there is a guy slightly off the front, and there's a guy that's pretty far off the front at this point in time. He's kind of attacked and sent a nice and early flyer. There's another guy just briefly up the road, and that kind of informs this next thing where, once again, I'm trying to get in a breakaway. I'm trying to distance myself from competitors, because neither two guys up the road were my competitors, I think, in the Omnium. So here I go, powered up, all the information on the screen, delayed by about 2 seconds. Blame Garmin Verb. It's kind of junk. I'm working on fixing that. I come by this Indio rider. Come on, get on. And I'm yelling, come on, let's go get him. Him and I stayed off the front for about 2 laps, and ultimately we end up not getting there, and we go back to the pack. I decide to shut it down on the little downhill and kind of sag the climb going back up the hill. I don't do that super well, as you can tell. I spike wattage here to get back on the hill. These two guys, nearly 1,000 watts. Jeff Linder would be having a conniption fit at me right now, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just getting my sea legs back for crits, and kind of off the wheel a lot here. Not really doing what I need to be doing, partially because I have a brand new bike and I don't want to wreck it, partially because I've never raced in these fields, so I don't know who's what and how they handle their bikes. So it's a Cat 4 field, you never know. So I end up falling back at the top of the hill, and let's get back into here. So let's get into kind of the theme of the weekend and how I managed to just really mess this weekend up. Or, I don't know. We'll see it multiple times happen this weekend, and I'll talk about it. So this attack goes. The Lindenwood kid goes in front of me. Perfect. One guy to my left. And I should have stayed on the Lindenwood kid's wheel, but that's what happens. I end up pedaling through, and I make it over the top of the hill with them. We have a little bit of a gap. Not by much, but just a little bit. We keep pushing. Life's good. This guy in front of me stops pedaling, which is just weird, as we're on a hill. That kid's pretty far up the road. Jumps again. Walmart right there in front of me. And you can see in the shadows, there's a little gap between the Lindenwood kid, 2 wheels in front, and the front guys, and you can see it there. So the Walmart guy goes. I kind of get on his wheel, but there's this little bump here, right there, and that thing will jar your teeth loose if you're not careful. And I didn't really ever feel comfortable going through it on somebody's wheel, except for the people who took like the edges. Those concrete edges are nice, and I had the opportunity to get up in this breakaway, and ride the breakaway. And who knows? I mean, I might have been able to do something. We might have been able to stay away. I don't know. It's early, but that doesn't mean you can't stick away with 5 people. It just, I wasn't able to get on the wheel, wasn't able to hold the wheel, 189 BPM, dying. So this was our only near crash in the race, which for a bunch of Cat 4s, I'm pretty proud of us. You can kind of see up there, oh, see the guy jiggle around a little bit. I'm not going to replay it, but it's pretty scary. Guy ended up unclipping, doing the whole 9 yards. So this is kind of the last lap shenanigans, and as you can tell, I'm pretty deep in the pack. But that's okay because there's a lot of good spots to move up on this course. This right here, the wind's blowing from about right to left-ish. So you can kind of just put in a little bit of power here as we're coming down the hill and make up a few positions, which is what I think I do. So I'll make up a few positions here, doing a little over threshold, but that's okay. I make up 3 or 4 wheels there. And the next place to move up is actually the hill. I know it seems kind of counterproductive that you're going to move up on the hill, but it seems to be kind of the easiest place. Keep an eye out for those action guys, AXU wing kits. They're in pink. We'll have more conversations with them later on in the week. So as you can tell, people are sitting up and coasting. So, I mean, inside line's fast here. Action guy goes. I've been pretty much waiting on them to make it fast this whole time, and they have 5 or 6 guys in this race, and they never quite got making it fast, so kind of sucks. It would be nice to do that. I tried to get on the back of their train, essentially, because they were like, okay, we're going to start moving the train up, and like there's 1, 2, 3, I'm around 3 of them. I feel like I'm in a good position. I'm around 3 of the teammates in which specifically saying that they want to make it fast. Marion guys here from Marion University, fast boys. I think there was 2 of them in this pack. Once again, you can see me not wanting to take this line through there. Heart rate's already 189 BPM. There's no shot I'm going to do anything here, but that isn't going to stop me from trying. Another Marion guy goes by me. I'm losing wheels in the last 500 meters or so. 750 meters. It's just not a good look. It's not what you want to do. And here comes the last kind of corner-ish. And honestly, it's not that hard. It's like 300 watts in the wheels. And there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do this, except for the fact that I've done a ton of work up to this point. Just not good. I go to open up my sprint as it's kind of a right to left wind here on this left side. I'm shot. Like, I'm giving it everything I have. 400 watt peak. Oh, there you go. 800 watt peak. No shot of being able to do anything. Oh well, that's day 1. Day 1 is over. So let's hop over to the Mike Murray Classic at Forest Park Crit. So I'm gonna go and speed through this first lap because they kind of just let me roll. I averaged 266, normalized 289, so it was a lot smoother of a race. But similarly as the previous clips, it's just not what I want to do. So I end up, but kind of, not what I want to do, but it kind of is what I want to do. I kind of regret not really. They gave me about 20 seconds here. You can see it in some other videos of the race. I really should have, instead of sitting up, I should have just pushed on the pedals and treated it like a 15-minute time trial just to see if I can make something happen. Who knows? This little hill here is the worst little bit. And then it's directly into a headwind here. Directly into a headwind right here. And tailwind front straight, headwind back straight, cross headwind, cross tailwind. As it's kind of coming from the bottom left, the wind's coming from the bottom right of the figure on screen. I eventually get caught here after one lap, and we're doing 21 mile an hour, nice and easy, tailwind section. Kind of just falling back through the pack. A little bit later at the end of that lap, this is the tailwind section, and as Jeff Linder says, it's always good to attack in a tailwind section. So instead of like full attacking, like 870 watts, I just kind of roll, and that guy kind of attacks over top of me, and life is good. This is Terrell. Terrell's from Nashville, Tennessee. He's buddies with some of my friends, but he wants a breakaway in this race. We talked about it before. And I don't know if you could tell, he's a big dude. So he's a great draft. So he's just tapping out tempo here on the front. Just gonna sit in his wheel because why not? And that guy goes for a flyer off the left, which is where you want to do it because you're at least sheltered on that side. Just a few corners later, we're coming into the start-finish line. And that gap exists, but it's not that big. So I bring up the pace again, hoping that I'll just drag the field along, and then maybe I'll get some help to close this gap. I don't mind to work. I should have minded to work a lot, but that's okay. I end up not being able to close the gap, and nobody comes around. Everybody seems to be content. As we go through this next clip, Indio riders, action riders come to the front. And then I remember, like a smart boy, Indio missed the brake, action missed the brake. And Indio has 4 riders, I think. Action has 5. What am I doing on the front? Ultimately, what this ends up being is a whole lot of, you guys missed the brake, I'm not doing it. So here goes another attack. Action is not in it. Indio is. Those 3-4 guys actually make it up the road and stay away to the finish. They are joined later, but we'll talk about why that is. You can hear me there. Y'all have 5 dudes. I'm not pulling. I do go to the front and I do a little bit of work, but that's just because I'm trying to keep myself in this group as Indigo's on the front. Sorry, it's Indigo. They're from Chicago. Indigo, Marion here. And no action rider up front here. But you see one coming around my outside here. And I was like, okay, action's going to bridge. So here we go. Life's good. But I kind of look back at this point in time and realize everybody's on my wheel. I'm not attacking. I'm just telling them to get back in the pace line. You want that group back? You guys are gonna have to do work. They do manage to go to a single pull out of me here into the headwind section, which is fine. A few corners later, you get one pull out of me. I take this one lackluster pull is what I'll call it, because I just wasn't motivated. But they get 400 watts out of me for a few seconds. We turn into the headwind, and I just not it. So I swing off going into this last corner, which this last corner was so much fun. And tubeless and 30s on big wide wheels made all of the bumps out here smooth out. Indigo's patrolling the front. There's my buddy Terrell again. And they're just making sure nothing gets up the road. We're about to see example number 2 of my stupidity here very shortly. But here's another preem lap. it's not for us because we got to go get him, and it's just not going to happen. So I just fall back here till I see the first action rider, and they're 10 wheels deep, so I know they're not chasing. I'm done chasing. I'll go to the back with them. Kind of as we come around this next corner, action's moving up. I'm moving with them. Once again, they move, I move. They miss the break. I just want to be with them. I have all the right thoughts. It's just stupidity that comes to my brain in the middle of these races. They're sitting on a wheel, enjoying the tow in this headwind section. I'm doing 600 watts in the wind, 27 mile an hour, and I'm chasing solo dolo into the headwind where everybody's getting a fantastic draft. Jeff Linder says, do not do that. Look at me go. Once again, stupidity. Example number whatever of why I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But here I go, chasing this back, 500 watts, attack over top of me because, well, they're doing 300 watts on my wheel, which, whatever. And I'm doing everything I can to stay with these guys, 186 BPM. It's not like I'm chilling. This guy wants on the wheel. I'll let him. I'll take an extra, just a second of draft here. A break, just a break for a second. And I end up not going with them. Example number 2 of me messing this up royally. And those guys link up with the guys in the front, and that's the race over. I work with this guy for a second. He gets in front of me and stops pedaling. Not a good sign. But yeah, I'll tell him I'll work with you. If you pull hard, I'll pull hard, and we'll try to make it back onto that front group. He takes a pull. I'm doing not a lot of watts in his draft. Probably he's tired. I'm tired. He looks back instead of flicking me through. I knew at that point in time it wasn't going to work. They wall the corner, yelling time gaps at me. Put in like one more little pull here, no dice. Go back to the back, talking to these guys. Hey, we cool with that? Everybody cool with it? Yeah, it's okay. Here's our last lap, and the last lap in its entirety, and we can see how I took a little bit what I learned from Saturday's race into Sunday's race to see if maybe I can be better. Indigo, I'm sitting on an Indigo wheel, which, once again, they're one of the bigger teams in this race. 4 or 5 guys. I got Terrell here to my right. Life's good. I know if I shouted him to give me a tow to the front, he probably won't, but maybe I can convince him. Beautiful Bianchi, though. Beautiful Celeste Bianchi. Definitely an iconic bike in the peloton, for sure. As we come here into the tailwind, or headwind, sorry, actions doing things on the fronts. Their guys already won, or somebody's already won. I don't know exactly who won the crit race. Here we go, just riding down the tailwind section, coasting. Not a great sign. My boy Terrell is out in the wind for whatever reason. It's okay. But once again, it's across head, across the right-hand shoulder. So I'm going to move up on the left-hand side here and get on this action guy's wheel. Once again, I want to be on the action wheels because they have the biggest team. I move off that because Pastina's moving up. Here's another action guy, fast guy. And I'm on his wheel. I have to coast over some of those bumps. And this is me not fighting for position. Similar problem to the day before. But I'm in a significantly better position here as we're coming through. And as we come out of this last corner, I open up his sprints. Watch it, this guy in front of this guy moving across the wheels. Like, this guy directly in front of me. He closes this gap super quick and then darts across the road. That is crazy. It's crazy. But overall, that was the race. I got 3rd out of 12 in the TT, 16th out of 22 in the circuit, 13th out of 25 in the crits, and overall that puts me at a 7 out of 12, which is okay because it's a new bike with new wheels and new field, people I don't know. We'll come back next time and be a lot stronger. Make sure you subscribe. Catch you later.